You said in your Lancaster House speech that no deal was better than a bad deal. Do you stand by that?
Yes, I do. I think it's important, but I also think it's important that we go in there with the strength of hand in negotiations to get the good deal for the British people. That's what I want to do. And that's why I say that every vote for me and my team on June the 8th will strengthen my hand in those negotiations.
Because you've now had a private conversation with Mr Juncker and the rest of the team, and it doesn't seem to have gone terribly well, because Jean-Claude Juncker said apparently to Angela Merkel after meeting you, "It went very badly. She is in a different galaxy. Based on that meeting, no deal is much more likely than finding agreement." Was it that bad a meeting?
No, look, I'm not in a different galaxy, but I think what this shows, and what some of the other comments we've seen coming from European leaders shows, is that there are going to be times when these negotiations are going to be tough. And that's why you need strong and stable leadership in order to conduct those negotiations and get the best deal for Britain. I'm confident we can get a deal. You see, the Trade Commissioner, Cecilia Malmström, has been very clear that she thinks we will get a trade deal.
But we've also seen the 27 standing absolutely shoulder to shoulder on the question of wanting a deal on money before they will even talk to us about trade and other issues. And they made that very, very clear this weekend. And then the Luxembourg Prime Minister is talking about between 40 and 60 billion pounds worth of deal to be sorted out. Can I put it to you that if you win this election, if you get a big majority, the first thing that you will do is go over there and sign the cheque?
No, what they're very clear about is, yes, they do want to start some discussions about money. I'm very clear that at the end of the negotiations, we need to be clear not just about the Brexit arrangement, the exit, how we withdraw, but also what our future relationship is going to be. These negotiations are going to be tough.
Are you prepared to agree on the money before you agree on everything else?
I want to ensure that we agree on a trade deal and our withdrawal arrangements so that we know what both of those are when we leave the European Union.
They are saying you must agree the money first.
No, they have, if you look at what is being said in the guidelines, they say that they want to start the discussions on a number of issues. There are things that we absolutely agree on should be early in those discussions. The position of EU citizens living here in the UK and the position of UK citizens living in those 27 European countries. Absolutely, we agree, should be early in the discussions. They also agree, if you look at the guidelines, that we should be discussing the development of a special partnership for the future.
Sure.
So there is much on which we agree on.
But it is absolutely critical to this issue and to the election campaign. You are saying that you will not agree to pay a large bill to the EU until the entire negotiations are finished, yes or no?
And the EU itself has also said that nothing is agreed until everything is agreed.
All right, well, let's move on to some of the other issues. You mentioned EU citizens. Now, if I was somebody watching this programme, and perhaps I was married to a French or German citizen, I'd be very, very worried about their status and my children's status in the future. Jeremy Corbyn has said that if I become Prime Minister on day one, I guarantee their status. Why can't you do the same?
I believe that as the United Kingdom Prime Minister, it's important that I have a care for UK citizens who are currently living in the 27 countries, remaining countries of the European Union. That's why I say I think this is about reciprocity. I think it is about us. I want to be able to guarantee EU citizens living here their rights and their status, but I think it's important that we ensure that UK citizens living in Europe have their rights and status guaranteed as well. There is goodwill there. If you look at my... Sorry, Andrew, I think this is an important point. If you look at my Article 50 letter, which triggered the letter that triggered Article 50, I was very clear that I believe the rights of EU citizens here and UK citizens in Europe should be an early discussion, should be an early point of agreement for us. And if you look at the guidelines, that's exactly what the EU has, the 27 have agreed as well. There's goodwill there. I believe we can give that reassurance to people at an early stage.